Hello. Welcome to another episode of What Nobody Told Me After 65. Well, it's the lady on the go, lady in the know, Miss Info. This is the Information Nation, where knowledge is shared and wisdom exchanged for the betterment of a people. Well, today I want to talk to you about the love of food, or where's the beef? We eat a lot of food. Eat a lot of food that we probably shouldn't be eating at this age. Over the weekend, I went to an Calabash all-you-can-eat buffet with the Calabash style, which is just breaded fried food. They call it Calabash. Anyway. 170 different dishes. That's too much food. It was so much food, I couldn't even eat what I had on my plate. And it was packed. We consume a lot of food. Food can represent a culture's values and history. Food in America is diverse and is constantly changing, just like the people. Now, starting with Native Americans, whose influences were unmistakable, as well as African, European, and Asian influence, and we can find that in a variety of dishes. Dishes that are influenced by Native Americans: cornbread, turkey, cranberries, hominy, succotash, mush. Dishes that are influenced, or foods that are influenced by Africans: cabbage stew, Moroccan beef, couscous, jollof rice, fufu, peanut stew, Kejenu chicken stew, Kejenu chicken stew. African influences. European influences are starches, pasta, dumplings, and pastries. Bellini, crepes, borscht, caviar, kebabs, fish and chips, and Yorkshire pudding. Influenced by Asia: sushi, kimchi, pho, dim sum, Peking duck, and laksa, which is a Malaysian noodle soup. Our love affair with food has been evolving over the years. We fell in love with cheesy, greasy, sugary foods right around 1951. That's when the fast food moniker was invented. Fast food. White Castle, which is, the White Castle burger, they've been around since 1921. McDonald's, 1940, and KFC, 1952. We love fried chicken. I'm going to give you some stats in a minute. Different regions are known for different types of food. On the East Coast, comfort foods, Southern barbecue is at the top of the list. Both Texas and the Carolinas, North and South. Mac and cheese, cornbread, greens, casseroles, seafood, clam chowder, crabs. East Coast. West Coast, fresh ingredients, healthy living. You get these exotic salads and fusion dishes. And sushi comes to mind. That's the first thing I think about. Sushi and California rolls. That's what I think about when I think about the West Coast. Now, immigrants brought a lot to the table. Italian, Mexican, and Chinese in particular. Now, how did we get here from back in 1921 when that first White Castle came out? There have been a lot of changes in the way that we eat food. It's been processed. Processed food is not good. Fresh is always best. And we know this. Look at our ancestors. Look at the people who lived in the South and grew their own vegetables, raised their own hogs, raised their own cattle. You know, everything was fresh, their own chickens. You go outside and get everything you need for dinner, with the exception of salt and pepper. But we made a lot of changes, and the biggest change has been in seeds and oil extracts. Corn, soybean, safflower, grapeseed, and canola oils. Before 1900, we hardly used these types of oil. We used fat that was very easily extracted from our food, like tallow, lard, butter, olive oil, and coconut oil. But after chemical extraction was used, making the use of chemically altered products readily available and cheap. Yeah. It was a lot cheaper to go to the store and buy a bottle of oil than to extract it from your olives yourself. Now, here's the problem. These oils contain polyunsaturated fat. This is unhealthy fat consumption. And guess what? Since it started, since we first knew about polyunsaturated fat, we have increased our consumption by 300%. That's over the past 100 years, but it's still 300%. This fat is also being fed to animals to fatten them up quicker. You're not going to find a skinny chicken, a skinny goat, a skinny cow, because we're fattening them up. And we're feeding them these chemically altered products. So not only are we consuming them and eating them in the food that we're cooking, but the animal that we're eating also consumed the same kind of fat. That's definitely not healthy. So today we're practically eating anything that doesn't eat us. Looking at various kinds of foods we eat and their impact on our overall health. First, let me tell you that a survey that was done at today.ugov.com gives us the percentages of people that they polled about different kinds of foods. Fried chicken, 79% of the people polled in that survey in 2023, just last year, say they eat at least once a week fried chicken. That's 160 million servings per day. 160 million servings of fried chicken every day. Mashed potatoes. 86% of the people polled said they eat mashed potatoes, and we're talking at least once a week. French fries, 86%. Hamburgers, 85%. Cheeseburgers, 83%. Grilled cheese, 82%. Barbecue ribs, 78%. Roast beef, 76%. And hot dogs, 72%. Now, let's talk about each of those dishes. Fried chicken is high in fat, calories, and salt. Now, grilled chicken is better. It has fewer calories. You only get about 280 calories if you grill it. But if it's fried, 665 calories for one piece of chicken. Hamburger, which is ground beef. It's good for protein, iron, minerals, and vitamins, but it's high in saturated fat and cholesterol and salt. I got this information from harvardhealth.edu. French fries, high in fat, salt, and calories. 10 to 15 French fries. I guess that's about a handful, maybe. Is 130 to 150 calories. I guess that depends on what they're frying it in. Because some of them fry it in peanut oil, some of them. It depends on what you're frying it in. Grilled cheese. That's high in salt and calories. Salt and calories. Where am I? 300 to 450 calories. And it's low in fiber. You know, we need fiber to keep our gastrointestinal, our lower GI, if you will, working properly. You need fiber. Barbecue ribs, pork. Very low in carbs and fiber. It's all protein and fat. If you leave off the sticky sweet barbecue sauce, these are good if you're counting carbs. Baby backs are the best. And a pound of pork ribs are about 1,300 calories. And that's with no sauce. Roast beef, high in protein. Protein is used to build muscle and repair damaged tissue. So protein is a good thing. Lots of saturated fat in roast beef and cholesterol. 100 grams of roast beef is equivalent to 250 calories. It's about a cupful or half a cupful. Hot dogs. You notice it's a processed meat. Actually, anything that you add chemicals to or have to manipulate it is processed. One hot dog, on the low end it's about 120 calories, on the high end 170. I guess that depends on what all goes in it, but I looked at beef hot dogs. If you add the bun, it's over 300 calories for one little measly hot dog. So, here's the final analysis, the bottom line. Eat everything in moderation, period. Don't overdo it. We need to stop going to them buffets, really. I went and I think it was $50 a person. Yeah. Don't overdo it. Smaller portions. Cook at home. That way you control the salt, sugar intake. You're in control. And if it already has salt in it, why add salt? My grandmother never added salt to anything. You wanted salt? You put it on there. Use good judgment. Read labels. At this age, read everything. Read labels. I'm reading the back of people's shirts. I'm reading tags. I'm reading everything. Read everything. If you have information, you can protect yourself, right? Now, I want to remind you about the insurance webinar tomorrow. May not be exactly what we're looking for, but it's a start. Don't forget to request the letter in the email. I posted the link for the webinar in the community section. You can look for it there. And there's a phone number because it looks like you have to have WebEx, which I have that because I used to be on federal government websites. But if you don't have WebEx and you don't want to install it, you can call the phone number that's on there and listen in. If you call in, I don't think you can make any comments. If you're on the webinar, I think you can make comments. But it's a start, right? I hope this has been helpful and informative. Certainly, I'm asking you to subscribe, share, like, hit the notification bell. Watch the video to the end, please. And remember, you don't know what you don't know. Thanks for listening.